Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 149. My name is Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good pal Kate, and we are back for another episode. They said it couldn't happen. They said it couldn't be done.
But here we are.
Be done. They said it shouldn't be done.
Please stop.
But here we are. We're live streaming on YouTube.
Don't do this.
Yeah. And we're recording now for episode 149, and we have a very special guest. A blast from the past for Chris Street. Now, I remember bits and pieces. I remember her coming over to our house a couple of times, I think. About it. But that was a long time ago.
You know all the plays that you came to see me in?
All the plays.
Yeah, she was in those.
Yeah. But she was playing a character, so I was totally engrossed. So I remember those characters.
True, yeah.
I don't remember, her because I saw her.
Highly transformative.
Yes. I'm going to mispronounce her name right now because that's what I do.
No, you're going to do it, Ryan. You're going to do it well.
We believe in you.
Welcome, Miss Christina Pumariega.
Yeah.
Good job.
Hey.
Been practicing all day.
Practicing for 5 minutes.
It's funny though because like my name and Chris's last name is Street, and when people ask us or ask me, I don't know about Chris, they'll ask, "Okay, what's your last name?" Like at a place where you have to give your last name, restaurant or whatever. I'll go Street, and they go, "Oh, how do you spell that?" And I'm like the road.
Yeah, anymore, that's what I say. Like when they ask me my last name, I go Street, like you drive on.
Yeah.
And of course they'll probably write down Street like you drive on as their last name.
One time I don't know I forget where it was, but I said my name was Street, and they're like, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And they go, "Let me see your license." And I was like, I pulled it out. It was like this lady, and she was sort of funny. And then she goes, "Well, it is Street." Well, that's so funny.
I had a substitute teacher one time. She was going through the role, seeing who was there, and she was like, "Christopher Street." I was like, he was like, yeah, that's it.
The long E sound just threw me. I couldn't quite get it.
And you're what that one bit from Key and Peele was based on, right?
Yeah.
Is AA wrong here? Pronounce Aaron. No, it's AA wrong. Anyways, Christina, thank you for joining us. Now, you are an actress, a writer, stage performer. You've done it all. But the real reason I have you here is because I want you to tell us all the dirt on Chris.
Yes.
All the dirt on Chris from high school. He says there's none, but
I mean, I hope to deliver. What do you want to know?
well, we'll get to that. We'll let Chris stew in
Okay.
it. We'll let him sit there and think.
Kind of get nervous.
Yeah, what is she gonna say? What did I do? But the first part, this is all about you. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna
Oh no.
make you the superstar
Break
that you
you
are.
down.
Break you down.
And then bring it back.
Dissect you.
It's like conservatory all over again.
Yeah, this is really not I Am Geek. This is intervention.
I am therapy.
I am therapy. Tell me how you feel. My wife's a therapist, so okay, I can.
We'll bring her in.
My dad is too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's way smarter than me. That's why
I
she's
highly doubt that.
That's why she's working on a doctorate, and I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, he married up. It's good.
I do have a master's degree, so there is that. You wouldn't know it from looking at me, but I do have a master's degree, so I'm a little smart. I mean, I guess you have to be smart.
Educated.
to
True.
get a
My
master's
goodness.
degree.
Yeah.
And you went to NYU for your.
For my MFA. Yep.
See, look at me, smart.
Look at you.
Yeah.
People throwing out letters. I got a BS. You know what that stands for.
Well, yeah, we know what that stands for you. So basically, I guess we'll start from the beginning. Like, when did you decide this is what I want to do with my life? I want to be an actress. I want to be a writer, all these stage performer, all this stuff. When did that start? Way back when?
Well, I think too young for it to be a good thing. My My dad is a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and he we spent a lot of my early childhood in Texas, in Houston, and then League City, between Houston and Galveston. And
That's where I
I
live.
was this. Oh yeah, yeah. Wait,
Yeah, I'm in Pearland.
oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were closer to Chris.
No, I'm down here. So in
Oh,
Houston
You're up
area.
here, Dallas.
yeah, yeah. I think I would have gone if we stayed. We moved around a lot. I would have gone to Clear Creek High School, but I had a lot of.
Oh yeah, right down the road from me.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah. There you go.
Cool. There we go. Cool.
Yeah, I had a lot of extra energy back then, and my dad always had. He said that he had the DSM-4 open to ADHD, like pretty consistently throughout my entire childhood. And I think if I was a little younger, they probably would have put me on Ritalin or something. And I just couldn't. I had so much energy, like I would like run around restaurants and talk to people and all that. And then when I was 8, I remember he got a laptop and he had to take it on a family vacation because all of my parents' family lives in Miami. So my dad's Cuban, and my mom's Italian American, and they grew up in this like tiny little area called Little Havana down there. And he brought his laptop, and I just remember like tugging on his sleeve and saying like, "I have a story," and he said, "Okay, honey, tell me." And I was like, "No, no, no, put it on that, put it on that." And I just sat beside him, and for 2 days, I just told my dad this story, but it came out. Randy says, and Aunt Tilly says, and da da da. And he was like, "This is a play," and I was like, "Put it down."
Oh.
And my teacher took one look at it, and this is like public school system in Texas. She was like, "Okay," so she took all of the best readers in our class and she copied out my play and let me direct like 10 kids in an empty classroom. And it was called Country Living, and it was set in the mountains of Tennessee because I was born in Nashville. Like it's a Davy Crockett dream, and a lot less gruesome though. And we put it on for the whole 3rd grade at a library. So I was like directing and acting and writing from the get-go. And it's really funny. I think that I put it away, like I did the drama thing in high school where I met Chris. But I was always doing.
Oh, low connection.
I thought
Broke up there a little bit.
Journalist and find a way to fit the story into. Oh,
You froze a little bit.
I froze.
Yeah, you're back.
How's it going now?
Yeah, you're back.
It's all good. Sweet. I'll just do a dance every time. So.
Yeah, that'll work. She's not dancing. She's frozen.
The funny thing is, I have the play here. I was able to get a copy of it. We're gonna do a reading of Country
We're all
Living.
gonna perform it together.
Yeah.
Is this like the Josh Gad where they bring everybody together and we read lines?
Katrin,
yeah, we have your whole class here as well.
Yeah.
Bring them in. Bring them online.
Speaking of your teacher, come on in.
He's at my house.
Wouldn't it be really funny if I did somehow got Country Living? And it's just like right here, and I just start reading it, and you're like, well, that sounds really familiar.
Perform it every year now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't have.
Do you still have Country Living?
It'd be great if you just show the pages.
You still have a copy of it?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
If
it's not in physical form, it's definitely on a floppy somewhere.
That may or may not still work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if.
That's a big if.
Yeah,
that's a floppy.
It's floppy. They have a half-life. So.
Oh, they do. See, he's our IT guy. He knows all this.
Yeah.
So
watch out.
I know. I've got boxes of them, and I'm like, oh, I want to look at this, but probably not going to happen.
So you're saying...
Plus, I don't have a drive anymore.
So you're saying that if I had Oregon Trail right now, I probably couldn't play it?
Probably not.
Oh,
but you never know. It depends probably the environment that it
you just go outside for Oregon Trail now. You don't have to play that.
That's true. Animals are taking back over in this quarantine.
They really are.
Yeah. I keep finding stuff in my backyard, and I'm like, I didn't put an apple in the playset. I know that. Half-eaten apple. What is in our backyard in the middle of the night? Either that or one of the neighbors just threw it over, but it was just sitting up in like their 2-story playground thing, just sitting there. Anyways, back to you, Christina.
Probably a wild boar.
Yeah, a wild boar.
So you sort of put it off until high school, really, when you met Chris. And he was
Yeah.
like, you should be in drama.
Yeah, I started
I
as well. Yeah.
Chris started the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, thanks to me. We'll go. Sure.
I did the incredible. We had a very rigorous drama teacher in Debbie Coram.
Yeah, Ryan knows her.
She is my nemesis.
He knows of Debbie Coram.
Yeah. Do you want to know
I'm going to
the
need you
truth?
to unpack that a little bit.
Do you want to unpack that right now? All right.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I've told this
We can
story.
get back to my education some other time.
All right. So, gosh, this is, I know, I'll get my wife down here for therapy here in a second. So she went to our church growing up, and she was one of the directors for the youth choir. Her and I don't even remember the other lady's name.
I can't either.
Yeah. Anyway,
She overpowered everything. I only remember Coram.
So,
She went by Coram.
yeah.
Not intimidating. Just
One faithful Sunday evening, I guess. I don't know. We were having youth choir rehearsal, and I was up front. I don't know. I was just standing up front in the, they put you in rows, and it's like the choral department in middle school or whatever. But you're in rows and you're singing. And they said to me, a teenager who, very vulnerable, no one wants to hear you or see you, so you stand in the back.
He said that to you?
Yeah. I shortly after that quit youth choir and stopped singing altogether, and didn't do anything musically until I know. So I don't like her. The funny thing is, in college, I went to the Baptist Student Union. That's where I met Katrin, and they said whoever was in charge of putting the services together or whatever there, they said, hey, why don't you tell your testimony? And I was like, I don't know. And they said, yeah, you should sing a song too. And I'm like, I don't sing. Because I'm in college now, and this is left over from high school, I guess. I said, I don't sing. And they're like, no, we really think you should sing. You have to sing a song. And so I was like, they taught me into it. And I sang a song. I still remember the song. It's called I Give by Small Town Poets. Shout out to Small Town Poets.
Hey.
I don't know if they're still around.
You just made someone very happy.
Yeah. And so I sang it, and then somebody at our church heard about it, and they said, you should come sing the song one Sunday night. And so I was like, okay. So I came and I sang the song. And after it, all these people were coming up. Oh, that was so good. It was so good. And who comes up? Debbie Coram. Yeah, I'm calling you out. I know you don't listen to this. Oh, that was so wonderful. That was such a great job. And I was like, oh, you think so? No.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't think so a few years ago.
Didn't think so a few years ago. Had me standing in the back so nobody could hear her singing. And people are like, she didn't really say that. I'm like, yes, she did. She really said
You
that.
remember that.
Yeah.
So
I
then,
could see her saying that.
Yeah. But so then that's where I met, Katrin and I met. We played in a band. That's how I met my wife, playing in a band singing. And I sang for 16 years or so in bands and churches and that was I went back to school for my master's. I got a master's in worship studies to basically leadership in music and stuff. And I did that until we moved to Houston. And the reason it sort of comes full circle. We moved to Houston because the last job. Was this turning into therapy? Christina, what did you do to me?
Well, I'm a shrinks kid, so
This is why I brought you on here.
The last church job I had, I was in charge of. It was a pretty decent sized church. I was in charge of the music and the youth for some reason. They had me in charge of both of them. It was like 2 full-time jobs. And then one Easter, the pastor called me into his office after Easter and said, "You know what? I don't like your voice. You're not singing here anymore."
Pulled a quorum.
He pulled a quorum on me. Yeah. But this time I was ready. And I said, "Well, that's your opinion." And he goes, "No, that's fact." And I said, "No, that's your opinion." And he was like taken aback, and he like went on. It's like, "Well, the only place you should sing is some little country church where grandma plays the piano." And I said, "No, that's your opinion." And he said, "You can still stay on here. You're just not going to sing." And I'm like, "I'm not staying on here." And
this is a man of God?
Yeah. So, so I quit that job.
Supposedly.
Yeah,
supposedly. He pulled a quorum. So now, before the pandemic, I was traveling around and I would play music, but I didn't have like a full-time job because now I have 2 kids and they're more important than singing songs and stuff like that. So, so I don't sing every week like I used to. I'll sing like twice a month. I'll go someplace and play and sing. But yeah, that's sort of. I don't know how this turned into Ryan's therapy session, but yeah, that's
Ryan's life story now.
That's how it all began with Debbie Coram. Yeah.
You got to keep singing. You got to keep giving Coram the bird.
Yeah.
Only way. A really gentle, loving.
Yeah. So hopefully, once the world gets back to normal, the guitar is sitting right here, and hopefully I can go out and play and sing some more. But right now, you can't really do that. It's just, and you probably know that in your line of work too. It's just sort of hard to get out there and do stuff. So.
The live performance it's so magical, right? Because you know right away if an audience is with you or not. They're asleep. Chris and I were talking about this the other day. And indifference is something that I'm always petrified of. But if I can keep people awake or like have elicit a feeling, if they're like right on and you actually get it out of their mouth, or they're like, screw you, like it, no matter what, like you can sense that taut connection in a room of people. It is its own church, no matter where you are. Yeah. And I love that about live performance. I feel like that continues to teach me in my writing, because I'll just say the lines out loud. I love poetry in that way too, because it's meant to be said aloud. So there's something really electric about, even right now, being able to talk with you guys in a live space. I mean, I wouldn't even now in this like harrowing, horrible time, people are so desperate for connection. And I have been moved via so many different performances online. And if you...
Oh, she froze. If I what?
I don't know.
You froze. You froze.
Sorry, if you were profound. To create that, you
lost forever in time.
We'll never know. Keep doing that though. The answer is,
we'll never know. Please.
That's really kind of laugh. But yeah, I think you want to keep singing. I think like, if you have the inclination, and if you have a closet with a door, you can go anything, like make some noise.
As long as nobody can hear you.
Yeah. As long as you stand in the back, no one can see you or hear you.
Please keep it to one small area. I mean, if you could put padding on the walls to make sure like nothing gets out, that would be perfect.
I mean, I could play you a song right. Oh, like you don't want. Oh, okay. Oh man. So
Oh
tell
my
me
gosh.
how Debbie Quorum affected your life. Or just drama.
It
Just
wasn't.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Quorum, she reminded me of Oscar the Grouch a lot. And I always have a great affinity for super sarcastic, like wannabe meanies who actually are so, they've got their own stuff going, and
Yeah.
I just want to get in there deeper and know them more. And it was actually strangely the choir teacher. She was a new choir teacher who came in my sophomore year, and she kind of buddied up to a lot of us like hard workers, and she kind of told me I was going to get a certain part that I was really excited about in this musical that year. And then she put me through the paces in an audition, and it was in front of all the other kids. Like, we were singing solos in front of people, and it wasn't just like, the people in charge. It was like all the other kids and reading lines and stuff. And then in front of everybody, she was like, and Christina, guess this team little part. And I was it was my senior year. And by that point, you think you're such a hot shot. You're like, I've worked for this. I earned this. It's my time. And it's whatever. It's high school. But I remember right after that happened, I'll never forget walking right up to Miss Porter and saying, I'm sorry, but I cannot accept this part. I will not be doing the musical this year. And I walked clear across our little campus straight to the drama room and cried about it. And I think we did a play. I think we did some kind of murder mystery thing, right, Chris?
We did a murder mystery. Yeah, it was a one act that we did. I
feel like I died like 18 times in that play.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I had to pretend to get shot at the end of it and trip and fall. But then it was like we were tricking the real murderer into thinking that I died. I was like Chandler Bing character from Friends is basically what my character was.
Totally. That was a lot of your characters back then.
That was really yeah. I was definitely typecast. Like it was yeah, no, totally.
I think I remember this play. It was called Country Living, I think.
Was it Rehearsal for Murder?
That sounds right.
I don't remember anything else about it. I don't know why. I think I remember that name because there was a tradition with it seemed like with drama to go on like the intercom and do some kind of funny sketch or skit or whatever over the intercom to the school. And for some reason, Corin picked me and Robert as Rini to go do it. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll do a Jamaican song. And Robert played a bongo thing, and I don't remember anything about it, but it was just random and stupid, and people seemed to enjoy it, and I was like, this is horrible, but you know what, I don't know what I'm doing, so we'll just do that. It has nothing to do with the play.
I've looked it up.
You want to, you all want to sing it together?
Yeah.
Rehearsal for Murder was a TV show. Wait.
Oh, no. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong name.
That was when the writer was like, screw this Tennessee life. I'm going to Hollywood.
Is that here's a theatrical thing. Does that look familiar? Hard to see.
No, I don't know.
It looks.
It does.
It looks suspenseful, right?
Yeah, very suspenseful with their line drawing.
Right.
Yeah.
The melodrama.
You're the expert.
Yeah, sure.
You can get the script for $10.95.
Maybe we should do a reading.
There we go. Perfect.
The actors, producers, director, and other are connected with the show, and they come onto the stage, and under their humorous and utterly real theatrical talk, tension grows. I don't know if that sounds familiar.
I really don't.
I can read an excerpt.
Oh, good.
Sure.
No, I do remember. Like, I never wanted to do dramatic stuff. Like in high school, like I didn't want to do the like super sappy, make people cry stuff, or whatever. I know Corum maybe do some stuff like that, and I always wanted to do like the side characters, and I really never wanted to be the lead, really. But then, like senior year, I had to be the lead because it was the senior play, and all the other senior guys dropped out, and they weren't going to do it.
Did I forget this, Corum?
Yeah, and they're like doing our own stuff. We're going to like community theater and doing our own things during this time. So yeah.
So you were the lead in rehearsal for Murder?
Like school.
No, this was the scene. That was a one act. We did two different things each year. Like one in the spring, one in the fall, I think. That was rehearsal for Murder. This was Harvey, so I had to play Jimmy Stewart.
Right.
I remember this.
You were so great at that.
Yeah, sure.
Can you give us a little Jimmy?
I don't, Harvey. I don't know.
What a Mary.
I don't know how to marry. Get over here. What's going on?
I'm gonna laugh at you.
We're all gonna laugh at you.
Christina, were you and Harvey with them?
No.
I think about Carrie.
Or she play Harvey?
I don't think you were.
Did I? I don't think I was either.
A lot in it for some reason. It was like happening amongst like a bunch of other stuff, and I don't know. But yeah, I got thrown in.
It was just you. It was just it was a one man version of Harvey. Chris played Harvey. All the parts.
I do remember like at the very beginning, like I'm like standing there and a phone is supposed to ring and I'm supposed to pick it up, and a guy was like he was supposed to cue the sound, and I'm just standing there and waiting and it's not coming, and I'm like, well, what's that, Harvey? The phone's gonna ring. I have to predict the future and stuff. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Well, there it is. It's like, oh, come on.
Oh man,
the worst.
Now there's a few there's a few of the people that were in that group with you guys that are still doing drama related stuff, right? Like it's not just you, Christina, right?
Yeah, I think Katie Harrison like continued in like theater. Like
she used to live down. I think she just moved. She was in Houston doing ghost tours.
Yeah, she does like ghost tours now. She's like in charge of them or something.
Yeah, I never got to because I have kids. I wanted to like not tell her, like figure out when she was doing one and just go to it and like just be part of the crowd. I'd be like, oh, hey, Katie, it's you. I remember you as a little girl.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Don't do that.
But I think Katie would have laughed at that after she realized who I was. She was probably, because that's just the way Katie was.
I think she would have.
But I never got to go.
I haven't talked to her forever. But yeah, I didn't realize that she was still performing. That's great.
Yeah, I'll see. Basically, I'll just see people on Facebook.
I think I don't know why I know this, but I think she's in New Orleans now.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
she's in New Orleans.
There's a cool theater scene down there. Pre-pandemic, post-pandemic.
Yeah. Jared's still doing music.
Jared's still doing music.
All our listeners like, who are these people? This is what my wife does. My wife does this all the time. She'll just like say all these names, and I'm like, I have no idea who you're talking about. She's like, it's the people I work with. I'm like, I don't know the people you work with.
Well, if you'd listen, Ryan.
No, there's like 3 Cheryls, and she's always like, you know Cheryl, and I'm like, which one? I don't know.
You're all the same person.
Yeah. Anyways, Well, it's good to see. So let's talk about what you have been working on. I have your IMDb page pulled up here, so I could just go through all that fun stuff. Where did it go? That's rehearsal for
Oh my gosh.
There it is. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I did see on. Okay, I have to ask you about this. Do you have Jeff Goldblum's phone number, and can you give it to me?
I do have Jeff Goldblum's phone number.
Whoa!
And I have a voicemail of his saved on my phone of him saying, "No, I'm so sorry, I can't do this thing for you."
That's awesome.
So your debut, that was
Who has that? You know?
Yeah,
I
you
think I
have
got a projection from Pixar that I kept somewhere. So I mean, that you keep that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that was the Broadway debut.
That was Broadway debut. A Teresa Rebeck play. She's the one who did Smash, that show that was on NBC for a while with Deborah Messing and Angelica Houston. She wrote this play that was going up at around the same time called Seminar, and I covered the two women in the show. So there's an understudy or a standby, and an understudy checks in with the stage manager every night and says, like, "Do you need me?" "No." "Okay." And they don't come to the theater. But a standby is literally standing by. So every night I'd have the same call as the other actors who were performing, go like up the Broadway like corridor up to our dressing room, which is on like the highest floor there, and just kind of wait, and then find out whether or not I was needed that night. And they
Broke up a little bit.
entrance. So you stay until the very end, until your characters make their very last entrance. So then if they need you, if anything goes wrong, you're right there in a pinch. But then eventually, after the show was playing for a little while, I was able to, I think the first time I went on for one of the two characters, it was on Easter Sunday. And I promise I wouldn't say any bad words, but I might walk into some explicit content. Should I just avoid that altogether?
Well,
wouldn't ask. Yeah, let's keep it family friendly. Yeah. So I had to do something a little explicit on Easter Sunday with no notice. Night before, in front of my poor father, who was very sweet, and I think it was like my boyfriend at the time or something. He like shielded my father's eyes to avoid, and it was in the first scene, like one and done. And but it was a comedy, so it was just that's how I made my brother debut. And then a couple weeks later, I got up the other character.
Here's the funny thing. Now I wish you had said it, so I could have found something to bleep it out with that would just be totally ridiculous.
I can go back.
No.
I mean, I can go back. You know what?
That's okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Poor dad. Yeah, poor dad. My shrink. That couldn't have been easy for him.
Oh man.
Gosh. Yeah, you're asked to do a lot of compromising things as an actor, and but the second time I went on, none of these explicit things like involved Goldblum. I made out with Jeff Goldblum a few times for the show, like when I went on for this other character.
For the show.
Yeah, for the
show. Wink, wink.
For the show.
Let me just drink you
It's a little bigger and yeah.
Oh, we love Jeff Goldblum on this podcast. So. That's really cool. It's really cool. You got a voicemail from him, so
Ryan likes you better than me now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's gonna kick me off the podcast.
Oh, there we go.
No longer on the podcast. You're talking about.
Oh no.
If you can get Jeff Goldblum on this show, Chris is gone. Just
welcome to Christina.
I accept this.
I accept this. Chris, could you please go stand in the back as no one wants to hear you?
Yeah,
please don't be a Debbie Corn right now. I'm gonna get some mail for this.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if she does listen to this podcast?
Well, you should name it after her, the episode,
Yeah,
after, and throw it in
Yeah,
there
you-
somewhere. I mean, or in the notes or something, so it pops up and just like,
Pulling
that's
the
my
Debbie
name.
Quorum with Christina Pumariega.
Or just decorum, like keep it very
Decorum, yeah.
ominous
Yeah,
and punny.
decorum.
So,
Eddie.
Nice.
oh, sorry, I'm looking at comments on the
Yeah.
Oh no! What are they saying?
No.
Debbie Quorum.
Hey, Miss Gorham.
No. Melanie Brown, hello. I don't know if anybody knows Melanie Brown, but he's on.
That's
Near
Melanie Brown.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh, we freaked Christina.
Okay.
I thought Joel throws. You all are just looking at me quizzically.
Because you're making a whiny dog noise or something. I'm not sure what it was.
It's working on the
That's
dog
fine.
show. That's
That's good. Yeah, that's what's doing it.
So
What about, wasn't she a member of our cohort? Am I making that up?
You
Oh,
can ask her.
wait.
Melanie, do you know Chris or Christina?
Do you know any of us?
Do you-
Well, I'm like, wait a minute.
Eddie?
It wasn't Melanie, but like I'm trying to place her last name, and she's probably hating us right now.
It'll take a while
Does
because
she
of
have
the
blonde
delay.
hair? She had blonde hair? No.
Oh no, she's friends with Tyler.
Oh, she's friends with Tyler. Hi. Hey, Melanie. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
You're on the air. Not really. Okay, so you did you did the Broadway. I'm looking at your thing here. You on? You were one episode of Elementary. I can't even say
Who
it.
watched that? Elementary.
Yeah, Oh, Chris watched that episode.
Watched that episode.
He has it taped
What?
on VHS.
Yeah, I watch it every night. It's
Oh, that's.
right before I go to bed. It's like, oh, gotta get
I mean, it's.
elementary
No.
and
Melanie does have blonde hair.
yeah.
Maybe it is her.
Yes.
Welcome, Melanie. Thanks for watching.
So,
Played a police officer in that elementary. He like came into like the interrogation room or something. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Gave them some information, and then I guarded the door.
Yeah. No one's
Yeah.
door better than you.
I did watch your reel.
Right.
I watched your reel on IMDb. So I saw a bunch of your parts. I was very impressed.
Oh. Oh, thank you. I like playing lawyers and things.
Yeah, you were giving it
You
to
know.
them. He was lawyer. You was like, listen here. This is her lines. I don't know. Weird. I don't know how it is. And then you were a nun.
Yeah, we did a pilot of Nonsense with the creator of Nonsense. That was really cool. That one never got off the ground, but it was really fun to film because we did it with Phyllis from The Office, and I can't remember the actress's name right now. But I think it is Phyllis something. And a ton of like Broadway women who have been nominated and or won multiple Tonys, like these extremely just revered musical theater actresses. And I spent I am not a triple threat by any means. I'm like an actor and singer and dancer. And so like I just
killed people in many ways.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was great. I spent a lot of time with them, like singing to my face on camera. That was a very memorable experience.
You also did some voiceover work on a video game, huh?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
That was, they were looking for someone who could do what they called an interlingua accent, which they said was a mixture between Spanish and Italian. And they called my agents and they were like, we have this girl who's kind of both. and my dad's Cuban and my mom's Italian American, and I've grown up
There you go.
in the South, but with a lot of sounds
Yeah.
around me all the time.
Sounds
So
like a triple threat right there.
yeah, I'm like the one who tells the player what to do. So I'm like, Rico, drop the bombs, and like all that.
Just Cause 3. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
So are you all throughout the game?
I am throughout the game.
Wow.
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
going to get
That's
this
cool.
game.
I think I have it because I think it was free.
Oh, I may have it too
on
then if it was free.
it, but I don't remember if it was on Xbox or
Yeah.
PlayStation. So I'll have to check it out.
Mhm.
Check it out. Play it.
That's funny.
Rico, drop the bomb.
It's a lot of ways to kill people. Yeah. Without.
That's so
Chris
cool.
spends a lot of his days doing that, though, right? In the visual
Oh, yeah.
capacity.
All he
Finding out
does.
how
We're
to
not
use
allowed to say that.
every part about it.
Oh, jeez, I'm getting mad.
I should get like a buzzer like operation. So
What's that red light on your face?
What? Nice knowing all of you.
That was Chris's first game that he animated, Just Cause 3.
Bring it back
first
together.
and last.
Yeah.
Sit and laugh. So
Yeah, I animated someone called a Rebel Radio Girl.
yeah.
No.
Tells you when to drop the bombs.
Mhm.
So do you have like a favorite thing that you've worked on out of your list of many?
I would say, wow, probably whatever I'm working on.
Yeah.
Because I try not to get too attached to any one gig or experience because there's so much. It's hard not to get emotionally invested. Like you meet new friends and you collaborate with great people and you build a little family, whether you're in a booth and the director's like right there guiding you through stuff and saying like, it's okay. Like, we know you have the flu, so we're just going to take a little, like it's these heightened circumstances all the time, or you're on set with people for hours a day. You spend a lot of time waiting, either alone in your trailer or with people or hanging out with the crew and learning what they do. It's hard to pinpoint just one, which probably doesn't make for a great story, but I think a lot of it is I'm always kind of looking, not in a dismissive way, like, oh, I got to move on, but like I look forward to every new endeavor, and it's right now I started writing 2 or 3 years ago, and with no design to. It's really funny. I hear a lot of feedback from folks who are like, "Oh, so now you're a writer and like you don't act anymore." I'm like, actually, I do that. Like I love it, but I feel like the writing directly influences the acting and vice versa. And I've gotten to be a better actor by way of like learn the beauty of actors when you get to have them say your words, and that is a whole other level of like insecurity and like it is a monster dealing with yourself, but I really trust actors to kind of show me the way. I know a lot of writers are like, oh, I love actors, I'm like, yeah, but like, do you really care what they have to say? Because a lot of y'all like behind closed doors talk about how dumb they are or talk about how self-involved they are, and everybody in every vocation is subject to that, but I really do. Actors are magic, and I just really like the good ones who work hard. Like I trust them. And
Froze there.
Yeah.
Do you trust them?
it's exciting for me to like put those lines between. I'm also really good. It's so funny because every time you like you froze there, it reminds me of the voiceover booth where they're like, and I know like just go back to like the moment before.
Yeah.
It's very.
Can we run that again from the top?
Yeah, from the top, please.
Did it freeze again? Hey, we're gonna go from the beat then. Thank you. Yeah.
So you mentioned something off air that you're working on now. You started to. Is there something? Do you want to talk about that, or
Can
you talk about that?
I totally talk about that I think so, and if not, I'll soon find out.
Oh no! she's gonna call us back and be like, guess what, guys? I'm your new co-host because I don't work for them anymore, and it's your fault. So you're stuck with me.
I hope you have room for another Chris because
Wow, I'd have to change my name to Chris. We could decide Chris.
I'm
Chris.
working on.
I am Chris. We'll just change the name to the
I am
podcast.
Chris.
Yeah.
I'll be gone. I'll sit in the back, and so no one can know that my name's Ryan.
Is it like the witness protection program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But legally change your name.
I can
Basically.
think of, yeah. So okay, so
Yeah.
the project you're working on, drum roll.
I'm working on a reboot of Turner and Hooch for Disney Plus right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Writing like the GPG family U.S. Marshal cop show with lots of animals. It's really fun,
Oh, no.
actually. It's really great. Kind of like those, like, I think a lot about the movies that we grew up with, like Hook and Mrs. Doubtfire, and like all of those. Like those movies fit into this genre very much, and it's really fun to be able to like write for everybody all at once.
Yeah. I remember Turner and Hooch. Can't even say it. Turner and Hooch,
Hooch.
the movie.
Probably one of the reasons Ryan can't watch animal movies anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to unpack that.
I have a big heart for animals, and I don't like to watch movies where our animals get hurt or die, so I just have a big heart for them. So in the movie, spoiler, the dog gets shot, and it's just
he's yet to watch Life of Pi, so it's.
I've watched parts. I've watched parts of it.
Oh man!
I watched parts of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh no! Anytime like me and Katrin suggest a show or something, he's like, "Oh, okay. Is there any animals getting hurt or dying, or anything to do with like hurting kids?"
Yeah. And if they say no, then I'm like, okay, good to go. But if they say yes, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. They're like, it's really good. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I just got a big heart.
I'll be pleasantly surprised with our show because it has to be totally accessible for 8-9-year-olds too.
Me.
So
this is right.
Yeah. We're writing this for Ryan. Actually, the mandate the first day was like, we're writing a show for Ryan.
Oh, like that.
Hope you guys can get excited about that.
So no dogs get shot.
She can't say that.
She can just say it to me, just so I feel good.
We're not gonna do the same thing they did back in 1989.
Okay.
That would be ripping off story.
Yeah,
that would be you.
That would be crazy.
We will never do that.
Wink.
Whenever
Why'd you wink at me?
Redoes the same
I
thing.
didn't, did you?
You mentioned like the Disney Plus being, PG family friendly, which I find funny because they were going to do the Lizzie McGuire like
show, like
reboot
thing, remake.
Yeah, and it was going to be her in her 30s, and I guess they were going to deal with some stuff on there like her husband cheating on her or something. And Disney was like, nope, we can't do this on Disney Plus. And so they like, it's not that's not family friendly or something dumb like that. But then I'm watching Disney Plus, and Chris recommended a show. So I was like,
Runaways.
Hey. What was it?
Runaways.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, a Marvel show that I haven't seen. Let's watch it. I'm like,
oh yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck did they do on Lizzie McGuire that it didn't make it on Disney Plus, but Runaways did? Because it's like adult themes, at least PG.
Edgy.
Huh? Edgy, at least PG-13. It's
Yeah.
got language.
It's CW edgy.
Yeah, it's got like, yeah. But I'm like, what in the world are they doing poor Lizzie McGuire to get them kicked off of here? But the Runaways stayed.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I can't even speculate as to why, because I think, they're definitely a new company and they're trying to figure out exactly how to show what they want to show. But I wonder why. Why do you think?
Honestly, I think somebody said, we got this Marvel show with these kids on it. Marvel show, kids, sounds good. Put it on there.
Well, originally it was on Hulu,
Yeah.
and so I think they were like, let's throw everything at Disney Plus. What do we got that we can put on there? Hulu stuff. What do we got? Runaways? Yeah, sure. Throw it on there.
Yeah, they didn't watch it. I don't know. I mean, there had to be somebody that watched it, but the guys give me a hard time, but I was looking forward to the new Lizzie McGuire show. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
Oh, weird.
I wanted to see what happens to Lizzie in her 30s, you know? I wanted to see.
Sure.
But I guess I don't.
I mean, Fuller House has quite a following, don't they?
Does who? What? Sorry.
Fuller.
Oh, Fuller
House.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. We watched like the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then we forgot that it was on. I don't know how that ended.
But yeah.
So Turner and
I'm not
Hooch.
sure.
Yeah, what character do you play? Or
Oh man.
Turner
That
or
would be
Hooch?
fun.
Are you Tom Hanks or the dog?
I play the ghost of both. I'm writing on this one.
Oh, you're writing on it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that. That is really cool.
You missed.
Mhm.
Man, I
Yeah,
miss a lot of
we
things.
knew.
Yeah.
I
We
miss a lot
heard
of
her. We were
things.
listening.
We were listening. We're
I
here.
thought she said that she loved acting and writing, and she was getting to do both. That's.
We're
Right
not.
now it's like project to project, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're not thinking about the traumatic childhood
one's-
events through our lives. We're listening to her.
One of our watchers, Winchester, who's been on the show, just said Bob Chapek is shaking in his boots right now. He's a big listener, Bob Chapek. He listens all.
Oh, all the Bobs. too.
Wait, do I even know who that is? I'm gonna look that up.
You should know who that is. You work for him.
Will I find it? Yeah.
He's
Will I
the
find
he's the CEO of Disney.
Oh,
Well,
I thought Walt Disney was.
yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
wrong?
Yep. Hey. I actually heard an interview with him the other. Say what?
Yeah.
You heard an interview with him about the new Turner and Hooch show?
I heard an interview. No, I heard Oprah interview him a few weeks before I started the job, and I was like, oh, what a really thoughtful, wonderful man. Like I look forward to working for him, and then swiftly forgot his name.
Are you sure you didn't hear Bob Iger? Because that sounds more like Bob
That's
Iger.
exactly what I thought. I think that's Bob Iger. Who is Bob? Wait,
He's
you're gonna have to
replacing-
cut this entire thing out of
No.
the actual.
So it's
Why?
fine. Most people
Yeah.
only
That's me. I want to be fired.
only geeks like us know this stuff. Bob
Yeah.
Chapek was replacing Bob Iger, and then the pandemic happened, and Bob Iger said, "Okay, I'm not going to give it to you quite yet because I don't want you to drop the ball." So he took it
man.
back. But once everything's over, Bob Chapek is supposed to be the guy in charge, and Iger's just sort of going to be there to give advice, I guess, or something like that.
Gotcha. In kind of like a provost capacity.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah. So Bob Chapek is bald like me, and Bob Iger has hair. So when you
Like
meet
me.
them, yeah. Well, that's cool that you're getting it right on there. How big of a? I don't know if you can answer, but how big of a team of writers do they have on a show like that?
It's for ours we have eight writers,
Cool.
and we have a support staff as well. So we have about 3 other people working to help us do research and get the scripts in order, and it's a really great team. It's actually the last show that I worked on was a lot of fun. It was like my whole foray into writing for television properly. I worked on an NBC show called Bluff City Law that was set in Memphis, and that show was largely, we had a couple lawyers who were also writers in the room, but it was mainly drama writers. And with this, we actually have a lot of comedy writers
Oh, cool.
in our room as well. So it's really, I'm learning so much from so many different kinds of writers. And then they, you look through the script and you're like, oh, I have a joke for this moment. I have a joke for this moment. And then you find yourself like pitching jokes. And I mean, that's not like, I don't think that's why they hired me, but it's fun to just see if anyone's going to laugh at your stuff, at your mess. And sometimes they do. Sometimes you get a good day. And it's great. It's a really lovely room of people and very diverse. The showrunner, Matt Nix, actually was the showrunner of Burn Notice
Oh,
for
love
many
Burn.
years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he's prolific. He's a wonderful, super nerdy guy. And God, is he brilliant. Yeah, he's wonderful. And he's worked in many different kinds of genres. He did The Gifted on Fox.
Oh, cool. Like
yeah, so he's
He's
D&D, like social media stalking, and he has like some D&D groups that he plays with every once in a while in LA.
Oh, cool.
Definitely want to get on that. But yeah, it's a really, really cool room of people. I feel really lucky. I feel really lucky.
Yeah, celebrity D&D groups have really
is that a thing?
Being the thing.
Oh, was it Joe Magna?
Yeah,
Jella, whatever. However, married to Sophia.
Yeah, you say
Vergara.
it. Yeah, go ahead.
I can never say his last name. Joe Maginella. Maybe?
That's close enough.
Yeah, sure. He's like, he works for Dungeons and Dragons. Like, he's like one of their people. Yeah. And he hosts games all the time and everything.
You have to get a special invite to come to his celebrity game.
What?
Yeah.
So cool. I feel like I was so inundated with all things drama back in high school. I never got into it, but it seems like my jam. It's like
I never got into it either.
Soft cosplay and yeah.
Ryan and I played one game.
I played Heroes Quest.
Yeah, Heroes Quest.
And I still have it up in a closet. I saw it the other day and I was like, oh, that'd be fun to play. But then I'm like, who am I going to play that with? Maybe by myself. Come here, 2-year-old and 5-year-old. Play this Dungeons and Dragons type game with me. Heroes Quest was fun. Yeah.
Give it a couple of years. You're going to have a whole great team on your hands.
My wife's
You're working a team, right? Or are you on your own?
I'm trying to get my wife to, this is going to be so geeky and nerdy, to learn, since we've been stuck here at home, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, to learn how to battle like legit with lightsabers. Yeah.
Not with laser swords.
Yeah, not actual lasers,
but sticks.
Lightsaber. Come on.
You're LARPing, Ryan. You're LARPing.
No, I mean there's close to real as you can get. So what they're called? Okay, so I have lightsabers back here. We won't be fighting with these, but there's these lightsabers you can buy that are called stunt sabers, and they're made for like the people that do like stunt work and stuff, and we see on video. So I bought a couple of them, and I'm just waiting for them to get here. And I'm like, we're going to go in the backyard, and we're going to like learn how to fence and fight and like sword fight and stuff.
That's amazing.
She's like,
so is it like real fencing, or is it like oh gosh, like fight combat, like more showing them moves, not necessarily executing them?
We'll see what we get into. Depends on the day, I guess.
Yeah, if you remember that old YouTube video of the guy in his garage flipping around like
that's not.
That's what it is.
No, like we're gonna practice forms and stuff, like legit forms, and I also find this thing that I think this is what she's gonna
Carry
like.
5 and all that.
Yeah, so we'll do all that stuff, and I found this thing that I think she's gonna like, which will be good for me too because I'm 42. It's lightsaber yoga.
No, it was Yoda.
No, it's yoga. It's like so you do all the the yoga, but you hold the lightsaber and it gives you a little weight. So you learn all the forms in yoga poses and stuff. I don't know. She likes yoga.
I'm just texting my boyfriend to tell him what we're doing date night. And I will expect a lightsaber in a bit. Thank you very much.
So I got ours from Ultra Sabers. They're stunt sabers that basically you can beat
Not a
tree
sponsor.
with
Writing
them,
this
and it
down,
won't
Ultra
break.
Saver.
Like these heavy gray
Refreshing.
blades that you could like just beat a car with, and it won't break.
Well,
Oh,
the car might.
right.
But
Yeah,
the car might, but not the lightsaber, because
Perfect for rebellions of all kinds.
somebody's made like a real quote
laser sword.
lightsaber.
Plasma sword.
Plasma, yeah, but it's made out of plasma. And it looks like a lightsaber, and it cuts through like anything.
Yeah,
big.
it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's the coolest thing.
You guys all own one? Is that
Oh,
you're
I would
saying
love
not
one.
You would
I'd like
lose an arm.
cook steaks.
Somebody would lose an arm.
That's what
Very
happened.
quickly.
Oh,
Oh, Grant, no!
Second time you use it, just like any second movie, someone's losing a limb.
Yeah, that's true.
The certainty with which you delivered that was like, of course you would lose an arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
happening.
I would. I've got another arm though.
Got another one.
I'd only lose it once. So
Yeah, then you can surgically implant it like, a chainsaw.
now I've seen people do that.
Lightsaber.
Anyway, back to Christina. Who cares? So what I've learned so far about turning a hooch, if an animal gets shot or dies, I can blame you because you're one of the writers.
There you go.
No,
You'll get
I
this.
think
You'll get this, like your computer will start doing the Skype ring in the middle of the night. You're like, who is calling me on Skype? And you'll open it up and it'll just be me crying. Why did you do that?
I totally promise to like pat your back virtually through whatever you to process by way of our show. That I can help with.
Oh,
And I'll be calling you up and go, good job.
Is there a release date for it yet?
Oh,
Yes, it
We'll never
releases
know.
on.
I'll never.
Oh, she really froze. Oh,
Oh.
crazy weather we've been having.
Oh no! Oh no!
She's in LA area.
Yeah, it's that LA area.
All the smog.
It was Disney cutting her off. You're like, no more turning.
I'm like, stop it!
Is there a release
No,
date yet?
It's they haven't set one yet because we don't know when we will begin shooting.
Yeah.
Right now, it's slated for August. All things COVID notwithstanding, so we're gonna take it month by month. I think it's we're gonna be shooting in Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah,
Everything's
totally
a can.
gifted with all of the scripts, which is a really beautiful thing because you get the luxury of time. So if anything good comes out of the time, it's that, they'll be able to have a little more time with
Yeah.
what we make and be able to refine it the way that they want to.
So, in other words, we can pitch you some ideas right now. Chris,
There we go.
For episode 3.
There we
which
go.
is
Great
great
at pitching ideas for things like that. So.
I had an idea.
Here's the scene. Let me set the
So you
mood.
break. No.
Really good at that.
Yeah.
Picture.
Here's all the ways you can kill a dog.
Oh, no. Don't.
Yikes.
We're going big.
His arm and.
I mean, if there happened to be like a cool guy in the background named Ryan that's in there, and Turner walks by and goes, "Hey, Ryan, how you doing today?" And he's like, "I'm cool as usual." I'll take it.
Sing me a song, Ryan.
Writing that.
It can be a local troubadour that shows up.
Yeah. Works
like
for
writing
no
it
more.
There'll
Yeah.
be, if it's a
Right.
police show, she'll write a case, and the case is some singer murders his
Drama teacher.
drama teacher that told him he was no good.
with a stunt lightsaber.
Yeah. He's like, okay, that's enough.
I'll run these ideas up the flagpole and
No,
see what the consensus is.
you don't
Yeah.
have to.
Gotta
You
win.
don't have to.
You know what?
You don't have to. Well, hopefully by August, you'll be able to start filming. I know that Disney parks open
July 15th.
July 11th, 15th.
Right.
Yeah, 11th for 2 of
11th,
them,
yeah.
and the 15th
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
other two. So stuff's
Yeah.
starting to open back up.
Oh.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there's not a second wave of this. Hopefully.
Did y'all watch? Do y'all watch the show Blacklist? Y'all know what that is?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Okay. Did you see the last episode of the
No.
season? How they did it? They didn't. They couldn't finish it because of
Oh.
COVID. Right?
Oh.
So they filmed part of it, and then the parts that they didn't finish filming, they made into animations, and people recorded remotely, like through Zoom or whatever, however they did it. You know, like I guess they recorded and sent it. You know,
Yeah.
but it was kind of neat that. I didn't like the animation style, but it was still cool that they actually went through with finishing the episode instead of just saying, "Oh, sorry, we can't do it." You know, just
That is
letting it
strange,
fall.
especially for a show like that, because it's a very serious show.
Yeah, it was still serious. It was kind of weird, I'm sure, for the actors to not be like. I'm sure they were, doing all this, talking and moving around and trying to make it work, but it sounded a little weird because they're not there, and they all had different kinds of setups, microphones,
Yeah.
whatever. It was a little weird, but it was cool though.
I'm
neat.
like a season or two behind, so I would go watch it, but then I wouldn't know what's going on. I love that show, but with kids, you watch Disney Junior a lot.
Yeah.
That's all I'm watching, Disney Junior.
And then at nighttime, last night we watched
After Dark.
No.
Disney Junior After Dark.
We watched Ready or
Roly
Not.
Poly Oly.
Ready or Not. Which, if you haven't seen Ready or Not,
Ready or Not's great.
it's a good movie.
What's Ready or Not?
It's a movie.
Are you ready for this?
You know, pitch it.
Yeah. So it's a movie about this woman that it's her wedding day, and she's married into this very wealthy family that they made their money by making board games. So it's like Milton Bradley or something. And when you marry into the family, part of the initiation or whatever into the family is you have to play a game. And so there's this old box that they have, and you have to pull a card and you have to play a game to be invited into the family.
And it could be like Go Fish or like all kinds of stuff you could pull.
But if you pull hide and seek, then it's not a regular hide and seek. Basically, they're trying to kill you before dawn.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, so it's like this thriller. It's good. I mean, it's a good movie.
It's like a comedy horror.
Yeah, it was sort of like a tiny bit like Clue mashed with. What'd you say, Chris?
Saw.
It's funny, but it's like it's gory. But yeah, I liked it. I don't know why I started talking about that.
A lot of good people.
Probably just to prove that I watched something besides Disney Junior. But it's on
really hardcore stuff.
It's on HBO right now.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
What's it called?
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
It'll probably make you never want to marry into a rich family, but
Sure. No board game dynasties for me.
yeah, no board game dynasties. It's good. You probably enjoy it.
Stay away from those Parker brothers.
Which it does have children in it. And I still watched it.
Yeah.
And they did sort of.
Yeah, one got hurt. It's funny though.
Oh, they both got a little more than hurt. But I don't want to spoil anything.
That was something we used to do in high school. We used to watch horror movies. We had like horror movie marathons around Halloween.
Wait.
And it was like a big deal because like the boys and the girls would spend the night
Yeah.
at Angelique Bones' house.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to know about this because Chris never watches horror movies. He would never watch horror movies with me.
So the thing was, I would go with Jared. Like me and Jared would go, and then we would leave fashionably early. We never quite.
Yeah, you guys would always Irish goodbye it. We all of a sudden we'd turn around and be like, "Where's Chris? What?
I would pull a Jared with.
Yeah,
Jared.
we call that pulling a Jared.
Yeah, well,
Love you,
like he'd
Jared.
stay the night at our house. We'd wake up. Where's Jared? Oh, he's gone. Okay.
He would just come over and we would be like playing a video game, and then we would hear the door open and close, and we would be like, "Where's Jared?" And then we'd look out in the driveway. Oh, his car's gone. I guess he left.
Aw.
So I'd pull a Jared with Jared. We'd leave the because yeah, like I think we talked about this a little bit. I didn't really watch horror movies growing up, like, and because especially if it got like surgical stuff, like I mean like
Yeah.
schools and
Gore.
stuff like that. Like, oh no. And I think we were watching Exorcist, and like I left.
That's a hard
Like,
one.
I was like-
That's a hard
I
one.
was like, I don't know, you guys. She's like projectile vomiting, and it was like I can't.
No.
No, you guys have fun.
He went with Jared.
You know, it's so funny because I remember watching with all of you guys and thinking like, oh, I love this horror stuff. It's no big deal. Like you see the artifice, like I'm fine. So I had never really actually, turns out, had seen a horror movie by myself. Cut to college in my like single dorm, I think my senior year or something in Indiana, and The Shining was on. And I was like, oh my gosh, never seen this one. And I think I was like shivering. I definitely didn't sleep that night. And I think the next day I was like walking around in broad daylight on campus with like 38,000 other people around me, just thinking like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die right now. Like the whole time, like terrified for days and days. I can't do it alone. Although I started writing horror, which is a whole other
Cool.
thing. Yeah. Chris and I talked about how
Yeah.
fun it would be.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun. And, like I mean, that's like all I do
That
anymore
horror
is
type of
horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's all he does.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I figured out a way to kill this thing today. And I'm like, tell us how. And he goes into detail, and I'm like, well, who are you?
Yeah, I get called sicko. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I like a good horror comedy. That's probably my favorite genre of horror. Good horror comedy.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. My favorite movie on Netflix is
The Babysitter.
no, I love The Babysitter.
That's
it's
good.
Tucker and Dale, or Dale and Tucker, always get it. Versus
Tucker and
Evil.
Dale versus Evil. Yeah.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, that one's good.
If you haven't seen that and you have Netflix,
It's got Alan Tudyk in it.
yeah, it is hilarious. It's about these two, like, they would probably have a fit into your play that you wrote growing up.
Country Living.
Country Living. They would fit in Country Living.
Lauded Country Living.
They're like two like good old boys from the hills, you know, rednecks, if you want to call them that. I don't know what you want to call them, but and they hillbillies. Yeah, they bought a cabin in the woods for a vacation home, and they go up there to clean up their vacation home and make it all pretty. And they run into these college students, and the college students think they're like serial killers that are going to kill them because they're, you know, hillbillies in the woods. And it's just like hilarity. You know, it's just fun.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie, but from the perspective of like the slasher.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is so funny. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that with people, not by myself.
Oh, this one you can watch by yourself.
Yeah,
it's not scary at all.
Okay.
It's just hilarious. It's just like because there's no like real like villain in the movie. It's just everybody thinks the other person is the villain, so it's just funny watching them like freak out. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. I remember like Carrie used to freak me out so much. It was one of those movies that I saw with a bunch of girls in middle school, and I read the book too, and it just gave me nightmares. Yeah. And then I worked with Sissy Spacek, and she of course was like the nicest woman who would like sit down, and because she lives in the South, I can't remember if she lives in Virginia or West Virginia. But she like sat down and like talk politics with me and talk feminism, and like she's a lovely mom, and like just she knows everybody's name, like every single member of the crew so well.
Oh,
Like
cool.
just a lovely woman. But I was looking at her, I was like, but you set a school on fire. Like the whole time I couldn't help but be like, see her covered in blood.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful. Her hair is so beautiful. It's like
It's the quiet, nice
they
ones
do
you
that
gotta
to
look
you.
out for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris is a good example.
They kind of deserve it.
What you talking about?
Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Oh. Yeah, The Witch.
Oh.
Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah. I've seen that. It's good.
My gosh. Yeah. The writing is so beautiful. He spent a long time like getting the language right. He was going through records of that era. And at first you're like, oh, I don't really speak the way these people speak. And then a lot like the show Deadwood or like Shakespeare, you're just kind of adapts after a while. And it just helps you like put you in that world completely. My sister and I saw that together. And I remember we were in this like little theater in Brooklyn where they serve you fancy truffled popcorn and stuff. I remember that like came down at the little table between us, and they were showing clips of like all things witch related, just like all the genres of all things witches. And we saw like a little bit of Roald Dahl's The Witches and stuff. We were like, ooh, like what's it gonna be? And from like the first frame of that movie on, we were like clinging to each other. We had our nails into each other's arms because we couldn't let go of one another the whole film long. And then like we were in the bathroom afterwards in the stalls adjacent to one another going like, are you there? Are you still there? Like it was just oh my gosh, that movie.
I don't know if I've
so
seen
good.
Are
you still there?
Yeah, if you've seen a poster, it looks like two V's that form like a W.
Huh.
We
check it out. Like,
yeah.
My favorite, not that anybody asked. But
What's your favorite, Ryan?
Hey Ryan, let us know.
Me too.
The original original Halloween. That's my favorite horror movie.
That's good.
John Carpenter's Halloween. It's so good. So
Good choice.
Yep.
I'd have to say Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh God. He says that for literally everything.
It's like no.
We could say, what's your favorite movie based on World War II? And he would be like, Nightmare Before Christmas. What?
The bombardier scene.
Oh, God.
I said that just because I knew that I'd have that reaction. Yeah, I don't know what mine would be, really.
Yeah. I don't think I have a favorite. I remember watching People Under the Stairs, though, in college and being freaked out by that movie because there were people under the stairs or in the walls, right? And it was so weird. Like that's one I couldn't imagine watching by myself. I wouldn't do it. But we were watching with other people, but it was just like I can't watch this thing.
Yeah. I lived in the basement of our house. That's where they locked me away. And used to the stairs didn't have the they weren't full like stairs, so they had the slots. So I would always walk like, okay, is somebody going to
grab my ankle?
Grab my ankles? Is somebody downstairs?
Yeah, I remember we went to see Blair Witch Project. I took Ryan to because I was working at a movie theater at the time, so we had employee showings, and so we're in a big Carmike Cinemas. We're in like a big theater, hardly anybody there. And it was just super quiet. We watched that. At one point, it was like a really quiet part in the movie, and the air conditioning kicked on. Like everybody in the theater jumped. And yeah, when we got home, we were like, I gotta go in the basement. Gonna be somebody standing in the corner of the basement.
I miss like you're speaking of writing. I miss movies and stuff like that where the writing was just so. Original and good. It seems like nowadays a lot of the stuff is just. You've seen it before, and Blair Witch when it came out, people thought it was real, and they thought, "Oh, this actually happened."
The marketing on that was great.
Yeah, but
oh my gosh,
your Your mom says it's so funny when you came home.
Oh yeah,
After watching
I think they described it as like they were in bed, they heard the car doors slam, and then running to the door, flinging it open, and get inside.
I must have blocked this whole thing out of my memory.
That's what they said it sounded like. Whether we did that, I don't know, but that's what they said it sounded like.
That's awesome.
For horror, I'd have to probably go with Alien.
That's a good one too.
Sci-fi.
That's more sci-fi, but you know.
But I still consider it a horror movie. Like, I mean, it has all the aspects of a horror movie. It's just set in space. But
it's just in
beautiful
space.
film. I only saw it for the first time, maybe 2 months ago, and it blew me away.
Yeah,
it's
that
so gorgeous. Every single frame, like.
Oh yeah, it's good. That may have been like one of the first horror movies I really sat down and just watched as a whole kid, I think, because it had the sci-fi aspect. Because I think I'd watched Predator 1 and 2, like the TV versions.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff was cut out that and kids just watched. And then our dad was like, "Well, I got Alien on tape," because he recorded everything off of TV.
Still does.
Yeah, still does.
Well, cool. I mean, we've gone way over an hour. This has been fun. I've had fun. I don't know, Christina, if you've had fun, but
it's crazy.
It's just like
I've had lots of fun. Are you kidding? It's also really great to like be in the company of y'all sayers.
Y'all say
y'all.
Well, howdy, gosh.
Very comforting to me.
Yeah. Here we go again.
I was telling Katrin I was watching somebody on Facebook, one of our friends from college, had posted a video, and I was like, "Do we sound that country?" Or like, have we lost a lot of that? Because they sounded like they were in the sticks. I mean, I'm like, do we still sound that country? I think living in Florida for 10 years or whatever sort of took some of that out of me. But if I go back to Tennessee, you fall right back into it.
You turn it on, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm around my parents, it turns on quite a bit. So.
It seems to be the louder I get, the more it comes out.
Yeah, Chris, you lived in California for a little while, so you probably
Florida, California. Now I'm here in Texas.
Yeah.
Texas Cowboys.
Texas.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward, or hopefully look forward to watching Turner and Hooch when it comes out.
He'll have us watch this first, and then
I'll be like, "Can you guys watch Turner and Hooch first? Is it good?"
Checked all dogs for you.
But thank you for coming on.
Oh
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, ran out of time for any stories on me.
Oh wait, do you got any Chris stories before we go?
No, we ran out of time.
Elvis Costello in Chris's car, and who is the duo?
They Might Be Giants.
They Might Be Giants. Yes.
Yeah.
So much They Might Be Giants in Chris's car, which was like really low riding.
It was a Ford Probe.
It was a Ford Probe. I had like an old Ford Thunderbird, like a 90 Ford Thunderbird, and you had a Probe. And I remember yours sat even lower than mine. It was like a red.
I was low riding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cranking They Might Be Giants.
Yep.
I was so popular in high school. Oh,
super popular. You were like, get a load of this. You like set the system on fire.
You some birdhouse in your soul. Here you go.
Yeah.
I still listen to him, so it's fine.
Good.
We went to a concert. We went long ago. We went to one of their concerts in Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
Jared and Chris and me, and a bunch of mosh pit people for some reason. And we stood there in the middle of the mosh pit, and people kept bumping into us, and we're like, "We don't do that kind of thing."
I'm here to listen to music, please.
Please, I'm here to listen to the music. Please, so loud. Remember mosh pits? Never have those again after this.
Never
pandemic.
again.
Never again.
There's gonna be so many things I'm gonna have to explain to my children in life now. Yeah, people used to go to these places and sit down and eat together. That wasn't your home. They were called restaurants.
Did you see what some restaurants are trying, where they're putting this, like, it looks like a big plastic cup that they put over like each person, so that they can sit in a restaurant with other people, and it's looked like a big solo cup that's clear.
It's a cone of silence from Get Smart.
Yeah, it's really it's humorous. But I mean that could be what happens. They've got these suits or big helmets that
that's what I need to get for when we go to Disney. Just a big helmet.
As long as it has air conditioning, though, right?
Yeah, I guess. Is it still on full lockdown in California? You guys still like?
It is. Yeah, I live so far out west, but there's a little bar restaurant that reminds me of Tennessee. That it's called the Old Place, and it's been around since like 1970 or so. But it looks like a big country western saloon, and they have they serve a great steak and like really hearty food, and you don't mind eating it even in the middle of the summer. It's just like takeaway, but they're still not having people come in. But yeah, people are still because we're doing our writer's room from home. We're like patching in every day, like listening to be like, did I miss something? It's like social distancing.
Yeah, people here aren't taking it that serious. Like I went out with the mask, and I'm like, why are all these people not wearing masks? What's going on?
I
Like,
know.
to get groceries and stuff. I'm like, let's put a mask on.
Just put a mask on. Takes a minute.
And I wear our lovely mother. I think she's watching this.
She's watching, and she says hello.
Says hello.
Christina.
Oh my gosh! Hi, Mrs. Street.
She made us masks, and I give her a hard time. I'm like, I look like they're really nice. I look like I'm wearing panties on my face. Every time I go out, I'm like, I gotta put my panties on.
Well, she had an old pair.
A screenshot of you guys wearing your mother's mask?
I've probably got a picture somewhere. I have a picture.
I think I got a picture.
The actual. Oh.
I mean, it's. I think it's.
Yeah, I've got the mask. They're out there somewhere.
People want to see.
It disappears. Oh,
that's.
I got superhero one.
Me?
Yeah, see, he's got the superhero. I have this blue one.
You sent it in a text. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it? I think I deleted it.
Great job, Mr. Street.
Yeah. They're great. They're great, but they're like, they sort of frilly up on the side, and on my face, it looks like I'm wearing panties. I asked my wife, I was like, what's it look like I'm wearing? She's like, panties.
I'm trying to find it. I have to scroll through all the things where Ryan discovered that he can do stuff with text on his iPhone, where he can make like things appear.
Well, he couldn't actually.
I couldn't. They were turned off, and then I figured out how you can make like all these fun things.
We could do it, but he could.
Yeah,
like every text now of his has like
laser beams or something.
Going off.
Yeah. Oh, man, so many text messages.
Never mind.
We talking, kid?
Oh, here it is. I got it.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Panty face.
If it'll work.
Oh, it's not gonna work. Oh well.
It's blue.
Oh.
Hey, gummit. Hold on, let me turn the background.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it looks like you're just here.
Yeah. There.
Hey, I'm Ryan. How you doing?
There's my panty mask.
I can't get it. I guess because my background's blue.
See, it looks like it looks like I'm somebody's rear end.
Can we pull the episode just like this? This is amazing.
Is she taking a picture? Is she screenshotting?
Yes, I did.
She's gonna go to her writing session and somebody's like, I got this great idea for a villain. Panty face.
They're gonna be like, do you think the 9-year-olds are gonna buy into?
Absolutely.
So the dog
sure.
takes
That's
a big
exactly.
crap and it really smells, and the only thing he has to put on his face is panty.
It's pair of panties.
Writes itself.
Brilliant. You can hold the applause. Sorry.
Oh man. It's gonna happen, and I'm
Okay,
gonna be
guys,
watching it, and
thank you.
I'm gonna scream out, "Panty face!" Oh man.
How does it feel to be famous?
Oh, whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Great work.
Okay, well, we have taken up so much of your time. I know you're a busy person. You've got Jeff Goldblum on the other line waiting for you. You've got Turner Hooch. I'm sure you talk with Tom Hanks every day about it. She's like, she got silent. See how I do this?
Oh my gosh. Or
But thank you for coming on. Thank you you're welcome back anytime.
thank you.
If you when Turner and
Thank
Hooch
you
comes
so
out,
much.
if you want to come back on and talk about Turner and Hooch, we'd love to have you.
I would love that.
Yeah, and stay safe.
That'd be amazing.
Stay safe out there.
Thank you. You all too.
Yeah, if you need a panty mask, we'll have our mom send you one.
Yeah.
I would love a panty mask. I would love anything Mrs. Street makes for me. So yeah.
She bedazzled the ones for our wives.
Oh.
She did. Yeah, she did. They look like fancy panties.
Yeah. I opened it up.
She could work in like blue jean.
Probably.
Bandanas.
Well, there was like they had
I'm-
lace.
I'm
lace on
1,000%
it.
down with it.
There was like lace on it, and like opened it up, pulled it out. I was like, "Oh, hey, Jenny, our mom sent you underwear."
Kind of weird, but
Go.
Hey, in these quarantines, you got to keep it exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Check out this sexy mask I got for tonight. Here's where I Am Geek After Dark comes in. Here we go. So we'll send you some panty masks for my mom and some books for my dad, and then there you go. You'll be ready to go.
Awesome.
and a
It's like Christmas. Thank you.
plasma sword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
everything you need
Oh
for
my
a
gosh.
pandemic.
You'll take a
Christmas in July. Thank you.
yeah. What kind of novels do you like? What genre?
Oh, I don't think there's one. Like I like to read all different kinds of things.
He's
I mean,
got
I like.
some murder mysteries. He's got
Oh, you mean he writes in different genres?
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You should try this romance
What?
novel.
Wow. Surprise me.
No. Yeah, he's got some murder mysteries, some like coming of age
I
story.
can't tell if you're making fun of him or if that's a knowing laugh.
There is a scene he wrote in one of them that I'm afraid to read.
You're
So.
embarrassed of him.
No, he's got a bunch of different. He's got murder, like a trilogy murder mystery, and then a coming of age story.
Oh, send me the coming of age. That's what I want.
There we go.
I'll be young again.
We'll tell him. We'll tell him, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's in the mail." And we'll be like, "We didn't even give you her address." He's like, "It's in the mail."
I trust the postman. Yeah.
Christina Pumariega, L.A. And you just send it.
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then you'll be like, "Oh, this is a perfect story," and then it'll become a movie. The rest is history. I Am Geek makes history again.
Yep.
That's what we do here.
Mhm.
Anyways, thanks for coming on for real this time. We'll let you go because it's probably getting late there. I know it's late here. It's midnight here.
Gosh, yeah.
Can we find you on
Yeah.
social networking? Do you have anything that you
Yeah.
Want to promote?
I'm on IMDb. I'm on Instagram as C Puma Run RUN. Because occasionally I run things or run away from them. Yeah, and actually I'll have a website up and running pretty soon. But yeah, look forward to staying in touch with you guys and watching the show. Now you got a new fan.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we've
Thank
got
you.
a
Thank you so much.
backlog of like 148 episodes.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got
good.
a lot to catch up on. I hope you like The Flash.
Yay.
All right, I'm following you on C Puma Run, or I Am Geek is following you now. I don't have. I have an I Am Geek or a Instagram, but I don't ever.
Only for secret purposes.
Oh, there's Jeff Goldblum. No, I'm just kidding. Cool. Well, thank you. We'll wrap up the show and then we'll wrap up the video, right, Chris? That's how it works.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so this has been I Am Geek episode 149. Thank you, Christina, for joining us, and we will catch you all next week on I Am Geek.